Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Shin and I am here with another video, my second video. I definitely want to thank all of you guys for watching my vlog video with me and my mom out to lunch. I definitely want to thank you guys for the love and support that you showed me on that video. Well today, excuse me, I have for us a small seafood boil. I have some medium shrimp and a few, three, 2.5 king crab. And my take on beloved sauce. So, anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. I do want to give a shout out to my mom, who you guys saw in the first video. She's just really sweet, you guys. She's always looking out for me. I have really great parents, and I'm thankful for them. I really don't know where I would be without them. Of course, I wouldn't be here, but when I mean I don't know where I would be without them, like as an adult, they've been even more supportive and there for me even more than I was, as a child, whereas just as much, I'm not going to say it's more, but just as much as I was when I was a child. So I definitely want to just give my mom a shout out and let her know that I love her, and my dad as well. But anyway, what have you guys been up to? I'm still trying to get the hang of this whole YouTube thing, but I'm going to eat a little bit because I'm not really big on talking with a mouth full of food, but I'm definitely going to talk. Man. Y'all just don't know. This shrimp is so good. I put some Old Bay seasoning, a little Cajun seasoning, and I got this stuff. It's like lime zest in a jar. I sprinkle some of that on there. It is so good. So good. What I'll do is I'll definitely try to put the name of it in the description. But it's really good on seafood. It's good on chicken. It's really good. Now, when I said that I did my own take on the beloved sauce, I do have the seasoning, her mild seasoning, but I just kind of put my own spin on it. I don't do everything that the instructions say. I don't do the whole Coke thing. I don't do the vinegar, but I pretty much do everything else. And I don't put as much seasoning, so that if you notice, mine isn't as red, but that's because I just put enough for me, because it's a lot of sodium. And I'm not trying to add on more stuff to what I already got going on, you feel me? So this right here is good enough. It's really good. This shrimp is really good, y'all. I knew it was going to be good, but I wasn't expecting the lime to taste so strong and so good. It's really good. And it goes perfectly with this sauce. Now I'm going to try to eat some of this king crab without destroying my hand. Man, y'all, these little spikes or whatever, mean. Ooh, they are mean. They do exactly what they're supposed to do. Because, baby, this crab was not going down without a fight. I mean, not without one at all. So, anyway. Well, I wasn't expecting that much meat to be in this part. That was a huge chunk. Well, surprise, surprise. I'm pretty sure most of y'all who have had king crab like it. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I do prefer snow crab, but that's because I really hadn't had king crab that much. And this is really, maybe like the first time I'm having it since I was a kid. But so far, so good. I lied when I said so far, so good. Now, I'm not with these damn spikes sticking me every 2 seconds. Now, that part, I can deal without. Now, on my king crab, I do have, ow, damn it. I do have some Cajun seasoning. Got a little spice to it. I bought these scissors a long time ago. And this is my first time actually being able to use them. Hell, I may need to cut it again. Because the way these king crabs set up, I'm going to still have holes all in my hand trying to open it. Next time I'm going to try to get, I think the larger ones don't have as many, don't have all these spikes on them like these do. Cause baby, they are not going down without a fight. Jesus. Now, well, still got him. This is really, really, really good. Really good. Yeah, I haven't eaten all day. So, when I say this is touching my soul, it's touching my soul. It feels so good to finally eat. Yes. That is good. That is good, good, good. Ow. Y'all, the first time I started bleeding from one of these things, I'm walking off. I know a lot of you guys, when you saw my first video, you got a surprise. Some of you knew about my health, and some of you didn't. Some of you kind of know, but don't really know. So I said that I'll take some time to kind of explain to you guys what's going on with me, so you guys will know. So, let's just start with this. I'll just start from the beginning. Back in January 2010, my granddad became really sick. And the entire family, which is a huge family, my mom's side of the family is huge. Everyone ended up, being together every day, all day. As soon as you got off work, got out of school, everyone was right at the family house. And during that period, of course, January, that's winter. And we getting right into it. It had a few snow days. And of course, when you're around a bunch of family, they're going to be kids. And kids, when it comes down to sneezing, coughing, germs, all that stuff, whatever they catch, it spreads like wildfire. And that's exactly what happened. My little cousin, he got a bug at school. And he came and brought it right to the rest of the family. I mean, he walked in the door and immediately just sneezed. And I was like, ooh, your mama should have left you at home. And she should have. I was right. I felt bad for saying it, but I was right. Because that sneeze set it off. Because everyone, I mean, I think almost everyone ended up catching that bug. It just went from kid to kid, mama, daddy, auntie. Everyone ended up catching it, but my granddaddy. Thank God. But I was one of the last ones because I was ducking and dodging, spraying Lysol everywhere. But little did I know I should have been doing it for real. Because when I caught the cold or the flu or whatever it was, that bug, it changed my life forever. So, what ended up happening is, of course, like I said, I caught it, but me being sick wasn't as bad as everyone else. And I was happy about that, because everyone, when they got sick, I mean, they were out. They were out of it. They were down and out. They were like stuck in the bed, sneezing everywhere. They were miserable. And for me, it was more like just a regular, ordinary cold. So, I went through the motions like everyone else did. Took the little medicine, eventually got better. However, by the time I got rid of mine, I completely lost my voice. I was no voice whatsoever. And at the time, I worked at a call center. And that was terrible because if I'm working at a call center, that's all we do is talk on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, see how this turned out. But I stayed at work. I was able to, make some things happen or whatever. But after that, the cough just never went away. The cold went away. The cough never went away. My voice came back. The cough never went away. Now, of course, I'm sure everyone's like, well, if you noticed the cough was still there, why didn't you go to the doctor? Well, the cough wasn't, it wasn't a persistent cough. It would only happen like if I got too cold, if I got too hot. It would happen in the morning or late at night, right before bed. And I just, I wasn't a sick child, so I never had like a lot of colds. I didn't have asthma or anything like that, so my body reacted to it like that. I never thought about it being anything, so I assumed, a few months later, I'm like, well, maybe, I have allergies, or maybe it's dust in there. I blamed it on all kind of stuff. Ooh, your cologne is too strong. Ooh, your perfume is too strong. Maybe it's this new lotion I'm using, because I never thought that it would be something wrong with my lungs. I just thought it was something that I was inhaling making me choke. Just a scent that was too strong. Well, time went on and it never got better. So I'll just say I finally end up going to the doctor. Actually went to a little clinic, and the lady told me, she was like, well, sounds like you have asthma. She gave me a prescription for like an inhaler and referred me to a doctor. And I went to the doctor, and the man, I told him what was going on. They ran a few tests, did some x-rays. He prescribed me an inhaler, and some medicine to kind of suppress the cough. Sent me on my way. And by that time, I'll say we was getting ready to hit a year since the cold and all that stuff had happened. So here I am walking around thinking I have, asthma now. Because that's what they told me. Oh, you have asthma. You probably always had it. It just probably wasn't severe. And now that you're an adult, it's getting worse. And, of course, they blamed it on a lot of other things. Stuff that I don't remember. Then I'll say maybe about 5 years later. Because it happened when I was 23. And then when I was around 27 or 28 is when my friend, she was just like, Shin, you've had this cough and this stuff with asthma for as long as I can remember. And asthma don't work like that. So are you sure that's what you have? And I'm telling her, I'm like, well, yeah, I go to my doctor, I'm this and I'm that. I'm confident that's what I have, because all of the symptoms that I had reflected that. Well, me and her went back and forth, and she pointed out some things to me, and she referred me to her daughter's doctor. So I was like, okay, I'll go check it out. I went to the Alabama Allergy and Lung Center. Told them what happened. What was going on with my asthma. Wasn't getting any better. It was actually getting worse. I was coughing more, having shortness of breath. So the doctor, she gave me like a little canister for the inhaler, like they give kids. And recommended some other stuff and gave me a prescription for some other type of pill. Needless to say, that didn't work either. So she was like, well, let me know how this works. I went ahead and I tried. I gave it about 2 months. And it didn't work. So I called her. She brought me back in, ran a few more tests. She was like, okay, we're going to try this. So she gave me some other techniques and gave me a different type of inhaler. When I say techniques, I mean breathing techniques. So, boom. Few more months. That still didn't work. Now, at this point, I'm getting annoyed because I'm like, what is going on? Why am I not getting better? I go back to her. I call this lady. I'm like, hey, doc, I really thank you for trying to help me, but what you're giving me just isn't working. So she was like, well, come on in. I go in. They give me 4 breathing treatments in one sitting. In one visit, they give me 4. Now, for most asthma patients, according to my understanding, 1 or 2 breathing treatments should do the trick. I had 4 with no improvement. The nurse kept giving me these little breathing tests where I had to blow the little man. It was like a game. You had to blow into the little, some type of tube, and we had to make the little man float across the lake, get him from one side of the lake to the other. Man, my man died about 6 times. Every time I blew in that damn thing, his ass went right into the water. I started feeling guilty. I'm like, Lord, I keep killing him. Lord Jesus, help me, help him. My little lungs, these weak ass lungs, just could not get him over to the other side. I really felt bad. And then the nurse, she was so sweet, y'all. She was a really, real sweetheart. Man, she looked at me and she looked at the test. And I don't think she meant to say it out loud. She was just like, oh my God, this is pitiful. And I just bust out laughing because I was like, damn, well, tell me how you really feel. But she apologized. She didn't mean to say it out loud, but she was thinking the same thing I was thinking. I agree with her. That's why, I kind of laughed or whatever. But it was terrible. And so the doctor came in. She was just like, ma'am, this is, I don't believe this is asthma. Well, really? So you mean to tell me 5 years, 6 years, you're about to hit 6 years, I've been being treated for asthma and I don't have it. So she referred me to a different doctor. And I went to this doctor. He did the same thing. They gave me the breathing test, this test was even worse. They did some x-rays, and he was the first one to say to me, hey, it looks like you have interstitial lung disease. And I'm like, what is that? Interstitial lung disease is scarring of the lungs, and it comes from inflammation. So what he wanted to do at this point was run tests to find out what was causing the inflammation. So I did some blood work, left. He told me, hey, we'll get back with you with the results. Some time goes by. I didn't hear from him. And I'm like, well, was he supposed to get back with me? Or was he supposed to get back to, the other doctor? So I finally called a lady, and I'm like, called my other doctor. I'm like, well, was he supposed to contact you back, or should I be waiting on the call? So she just told me, well, don't worry about it. I'll call on your behalf. So I was waiting on her call, and in the midst of waiting on her call, I ended up going to the emergency room. And I decided to go to the emergency room because it had gotten so bad for me to where when I would leave my home to go to work, I would have to sit down on my sofa, catch my breath before I can walk out the door. Once I would walk out the door, get in my car, I would have to sit there 10 minutes with my car running or wait to crank my car up before I could pull off. Once I got to work, I had to wait another 10 minutes to catch my breath or whatever so that I can get out the car and walk in. And I started noticing more and more that by the time I would get to my desk, because it was, the parking lot was huge. Once I got into the building to get to my desk, there was a bit of a walk. And I would notice that by the time I got to my desk, I would be lightheaded. Like, literally, like, seeing spots lightheaded. And it got bad. It was terrible. It was terrible. But I'm pushing. My parents raised me to be strong. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And I was not listening to my body. My body was telling me to sit down. And I was not. I was trying to be this tough woman that my parents raised me to be. I can do this and I can do that and all this other stuff. And then one night I got off work and I couldn't do it. I couldn't get out the car to go up, go upstairs to my apartment. And I called my mom. She lived on the next block. And I'm like, hey, I need to go to the emergency room. And she didn't ask any questions. I think she knew it. My mom used to always ask me questions. Are you okay? You don't want to go to the doctor? You better listen to your mama. Mamas always know. But she came around that corner super quick and got me to the doctor, got me to the emergency room. And when I walked in the emergency room and I told them what was going on, the nurse just got one of the oximeters, put it on my finger to check my blood, not my blood, but my oxygen level. I was at 59. I'm sorry, I take that back. I was at 70. And she was like, oh my God, you walked in here? And at this point, I had built up such a resistance, or whatever the term is that I'm looking for. I was so used to it, I didn't even realize that I really should have been dead or passed out somewhere. And so she immediately rushes me to the back. A lot of times when you go to the emergency room, they sit you in the waiting area unless it's like, you got a gunshot wound to your chest or something. You're about to die. Or pregnant. Maybe that lady was like, come on. Man, I walk in the room and it was doctors everywhere, nurses. I mean, they're pulling stuff left and right. I was like, oh, am I in the right room? When they looked at me, they was like, you walked in here? I was like, yeah. They basically made me sit down and they hooked me up to all the stuff, checked my oxygen level again. Boom, I'm 59. They freaked out. I'm sitting there completely lost and confused. I mean, excuse me. I knew I wasn't feeling well, but I didn't realize how bad it was. And it was at that point, it was at that point that I realized that things were serious and that I could have died because of a misdiagnosis and me not listening to my body. I thank God for my friend who sent me to that other doctor, because it was that other doctor that pointed out that, hey, this isn't asthma. And I just thank God for keeping me, because there's no way I was supposed to be here. It was that night that I went to the emergency room. They kept me for 2 weeks. And I found out that I have an autoimmune disease. There is no name for it, but it causes my body to attack my lungs. So my lungs become inflamed, and if I don't treat that inflammation or get it down, it causes scarring. So I do have scarring on both of my lungs. But guess what, y'all? I'm still here. I'm still living. If God wanted me to go home, I wouldn't be here. So I thank God for every opportunity that He has given me to shine bright and let everyone know that, hey, it's all right. Life goes on. You keep moving. You don't let anything stop you. But I will tell you this, always listen to your body. You know, you don't have to be tough all the time. It's okay. It's okay to say, you know what? You know, something's not right. Let me sit down for a minute. Let me pay attention. I know a lot of people out there don't believe in medicine and all that stuff. Yeah, I get that. However, use your common sense. And if you know that something's not right, at least go get a diagnosis. You don't necessarily have to buy the medication, but at least let them tell you what's going on with you. You know, so I just thank God for keeping me and allowing me to find the right group of doctors, because now my doctors are excellent. I love them all. But anyway, y'all, this isn't supposed to be a sad story. This story is about how I could have been dead and gone, but your girl's still here. You know what I'm saying? I still live my life. I still have my fun. Of course, a lot of y'all know that I still have my fun. Anyway, life doesn't end. It doesn't stop. Keep moving. I love all of you guys. I want to thank you guys for just sitting here and listening to my story. I'm definitely going to finish this soon, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little backstory on me. I hope you guys come back, because my channel, I plan to have a lot of fun, joke around with you guys, have some challenges going on. I will definitely have a few heart-to-hearts. I will be doing live streams. Catch them. If you catch me on the weekend, you may run into some shenanigans, but if you catch me during the week, I'm definitely to lift you up and try to get you through the week. Okay? But anyway, thank you so much, my loves, for tuning in and being a part of my channel. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching my video. Now, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.